share this? Tweet. Hello, hello. How's it going, guys? All right. Make sure I got this shared correctly before I forget. How's everybody's day going so far? Hey, Madam Scuttlebutt. Hey, Vegan. Hey, Stacy. Welcome to the party. All right. Did my share go out? Okay. Oh. Accidentally clicked on it. So yes, it looks like it went out okay. Hey, Vanessa. How's it going? Hey. Is everybody having a good week so far? All right. Let's pull up my topic list because I decided to be professional again and actually have a topic list again. So, did everybody see Shane's new video that he put out today? I got the notification like right when I was going on my break at work, and I was like, oh, this is perfect timing. So I was super excited when that showed up, and I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a good video. I have that listed down here as one of my topics to go over today. So, but, so we'll just start right on down the line. First thing I have is just Kat Von D selling her makeup line, and just everybody's reactions and thoughts on that. Like, I am surprised that she even still has her makeup line. Like, I don't really ever hear anybody talking about her makeup line anymore. Like, I mean, ever since her vaccination scandal came out and all that stuff, I'm just like, yeah, this is not going to be good for her. And pretty much after that, everyone was like, yeah, no, I'm done. But the only products that I ever heard people rave about from her entire collection was the Shade and Light palette and the tattoo liner. But, I mean, you can pretty much find a dupe for any of those, or for either of those, really, because, yeah, they're good, but, I mean, you can find something else that's just as good. So I just saw that a lot of people were like, well, I'm still not going to support him because it has her name behind it. And yes, it does still have her name behind it, but it was also released that she's going to have nothing to do with the brand anymore. Like, she's not going to be getting any residuals from any of the sales or anything. But the fact that it's just going from Kat Von D Beauty to KVD Vegan Beauty, so I don't know if they're still going to call it Kat Von D Beauty, or if they're just going to abbreviate it to KVD. But I feel like it's not going to help save the brand, and we'll see if they just end up giving the formula for the liner to somebody else and then just getting rid of the brand in a couple of years. I honestly think that that's what's going to happen, but we shall see. You never know. What do you guys think about Kat Von D's makeup anyways? Do you still use it or no, or are you just done with it? Sephora started switching things online to KVD Vegan. Yeah, so they're going to just drop just Kat Von D from it and just list it as KVD, which is probably a smart thing for them to do. So that way, if they do get like new customers who are trying it, that they don't have her name attached to it, so they can't go back and search for it. But I'm sure it's going to be pretty known that that's what it actually is. Or if somebody's using it, they're going to be like, hey, you know that that's what this originally was, and it was her line. And they're going to be like, oh, just kidding. I don't really see the point. I don't use her makeup anymore. Yeah, it's just not as popular as a brand as it used to be. So I'm not surprised, or I'm not surprised that she got rid of it, that she sold it. I'm just surprised that it took as long as it did. I figured that she would have gotten rid of it years ago. Like something like that, like once your shares and your profit and all that like starts to drop, like then it's time to get rid of it. Like I know Kylie, I mean, she sold her brand, like, and let's be honest, it's pretty much, I don't know, I feel like Kylie's brand is kind of just stagnant at this point. So she's like, you know what, let me just sell most of it off and make as much money as I can from it before it starts to go downhill. And I think that that's what Kat Von D should have done instead of holding on to it for so many years. And now I know, I mean, who knows how much she actually got paid out for it, but if you take it back, 5 years ago, how much money could she have gotten for her entire like brand then compared to what she got now? So I feel like she definitely missed out on a lot of money. Yeah, she's not the smartest, so I'm not surprised that she didn't get rid of it earlier. When it first came out, it was one of the only vegan makeup brands. Now almost everyone has either vegan items or there are so many other companies that are just vegan without the issues. Yeah, like there's nothing special about her makeup since it's not the only vegan makeup brand anymore. So she should have sold it when it was at its high point instead of holding on to it, and now she's not getting really much for it, I'm sure. But I mean, at least it's one less person that we have to deal with in the makeup community being stupid. And I'm sure people are still going to be bringing her up anything that she does that draws attention just because it is Kat Von D. And once you have that target on your back, it's going to just keep coming and coming. So redeem the brand and make those eyeliners in the shape of vaccines. Oh my God. Right? Like put them in little syringes. I don't know if that would help her though. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if in a few years Kendo just completely gets rid of the brand and sells the formula for the makeup liner to somebody else or gives it to somebody else that's already in their brand. That wouldn't, but it would be really funny if they did that. Oh my God. I couldn't even imagine what people would be saying about that if they actually did that. Let's see here. And then we also had the Makeup Geek brand relaunch. I would buy it. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people would buy that liner if it was in the shape of a vaccine, just to be shady. Some people would think it's a mockery. Others would support it. Oh yeah. Like some people would think it's like the worst thing that's ever happened in the world and can't believe that people would ever like do something like that. And then other people would think it's like the best thing because they just think it's super funny. So yes. But did you guys see the Makeup Geek launch and all the new palettes and everything that they came out with? I'm actually really happy that everything went super smoothly for Marlena and she didn't have any issues because there's been so many launches lately. Like obviously Jacqueline's launches have never run smoothly. So it's like, well, at least somebody had a good launch. The pricey ones. Well, I mean, they have the really, really large, like the Matrix, the 28 pan palettes. Those are like the $125 ones. But then they have like the nine shade one, and that one was is it $14.99? Let's see here. I'm pretty sure it was $14.99. Let me check. It's only $4 an eyeshadow, same as ColourPop. Yeah, like if you buy the really big palette, it's a lot of money. It's $125. Oh, the 9 shade ones, sorry, are $32.99 for 9 shades. And then you can do a 4, like a quad palette, for $14.99. But the nice thing is that each one is also individual, so you can actually, once one of the colors runs out, you can actually just replace that one color instead of having to buy an entire new palette just to get that one color back. And plus, you can also create your own, so you can just get an empty pan and put whatever shade you want in it, so you have only the shades that you're actually going to use, instead of buying a huge palette for 2 or 3 shades and then the rest you just never use and throw away. So I know Marlena's big thing is about sustainability and, trying to have less waste in the world. So I feel like, she has a really good idea with the make your own palettes and everything. So let's see. What did Jacqueline read most recently? No, she had the Jaclyn Hill highlight collection where she had the luminous powder, the palettes, the highlighting palettes, and then another powder highlighter. But people were ordering 1 or 2 things and getting an entire case, and then people were getting an empty, somebody got an empty box. Literally, it was just nothing but bubble wrap in the box. So poor Jacqueline can't catch a break for anything. So we'll see. Which I thought it was funny when Shane in his video said that Jacqueline, when she addressed her hairy lipstick situation, and then she's had a successful launch since then. I was like, well, I mean, she didn't have any quality issues with the product, but she had a ton of shipping issues with the product. More companies need to start doing that. Yeah, there's some companies just have so much waste when it comes to their products. It's ridiculous. They just want to have super cool, memorable looking packaging, and I can get that to a certain point. But I saw somebody had put on Twitter a picture of a gun palette, and it's okay, I get it. They're trying to make it stand out, but it's okay, who is really gonna want that besides people who love makeup and love guns? It just makes no sense. New lippy shade named Harry Styles. Oh my god. If Jacqueline comes out with a lipstick name called Harry Styles, well, I mean, at least that'll give help her redeem her career a little bit, because I'm sure people would find that hilarious and then also buy it as well. Hey, Kayla, how's it going? We're just talking about Makeup Geek's new launch and how, thankfully, it was actually a successful launch with no issues, unlike some of the people who have launched things recently. And then, obviously, the Conspiracy Palette launch had its huge launch issues. And then, anything that Kylie does always has issues, too, because it just sells out so fast. But thankfully, I mean, I saw a lot of people tweeting out that they ordered stuff from Makeup Geek. I know a couple people who are affiliates with them who've had a bunch of people order and use their codes and stuff. So it looks like they've ordered enough product, which is always a good thing, because if you're under ordering, then that's when you sell out, and then it becomes a big issue, and then that's when people get upset. So I'm glad that they actually had enough of everything in stock too. Yeah, I mean, if Jacqueline would poke fun of herself a little bit more, then I think that people might lighten up on her a little bit. But I mean, I just feel bad that everybody's always so mean to her all the time. Yes, she has not had the most successful business practices since she's launched her brand, but as when people are constantly coming for her appearance and saying that she's gaining weight and that she's pregnant or that she's getting fat, it's that's just petty, child, just being a child. If you have an issue with the way that she runs her business, that's fine, but there's no reason to be making fun of her appearance. Yeah, I mean, Jacqueline's really pretty. It just sucks that people are just so rude about her appearance. You know what? People gain weight. Get over it. That's just the way life goes. If you want to drag her for how terribly she handled the lipstick situation and basically lied about everything, absolutely, definitely drag her for that. But don't be dragging her for her appearance because it's just childish. And no. So I feel bad that she's constantly getting tweets and DMs and stuff like that all the time. Like, and just she'll post them online and be like, this is what people say to me on a daily basis. I'm like, that's just disgusting. Oh, she blocked you? Yeah. She does that to a lot of people, though. I don't know if sometimes she gets sarcasm. So maybe that's something that Shane and Jeffrey could teach her because she might need a little bit of it. I ain't come for her looks, although she does sometimes remind me about just so waxy mannequin like James. Oh my god, yeah. Sometimes the makeup and the highlight, a little too much highlight can make you look like a wax person. But if that's what she likes, that's what she likes, or whatever. So I don't think my sarcasm translates well in text either. Yeah, a lot of people don't get sarcasm online unless you're like talking to somebody who knows you as a person, then they'll get it. Or if you've had like a banter with them back and forth, then absolutely, I totally get it. But yeah, I think she's to the point we have where she's used to it, but sometimes she just doesn't like to read stuff like that. So she's like, you know what, block, be done. Which I can totally understand that too. So it's just when you're blocking people where they're asking where their refund is, then that's a problem. So I haven't seen anything online lately about people saying that they still haven't got their refunds from Lipstick Gate. So hopefully all of that has finally been taken care of because we don't need any more of that drama around either. Are we going to talk about the JSC? What JSCT are you referring to, Kayla? You let me know what it is, and I will let you know what I know about it, or what I think I know about it, or just my opinion if I don't know anything at all. She used to be my favorite, but I think she's turned into someone else. People are constantly pointing out too that she hasn't posted a video since her highlighter launch video, and that was 2 months ago. At this point, almost 2 months ago. But then the time before that, it was right before she had it coming out. So every time she comes out with a new product, she comes on her YouTube and she'll make a random new video. And then a week or two later, she'll have a product collab or a new product launch that she's bringing out. So it's if you're going to be on YouTube and want the support of your followers, then you need to make sure that you're still giving them the content that they want. So allegedly JSC is not owned by Jeffrey. It's owned by some millionaire based on some papers filed for the corp. Yes, that was, oh God, what was his name? It's some attorney. I know it's an attorney. So I don't know 100% if, he's partial owner or, if it's a 50-50 thing or what, but it appears that, yeah, he is the one of the owners. If you look at even the LinkedIn page for, I can find his name, Jeffree Star Cosmetics, he's listed as an employee. Let me see if I can pull it up here. I want to say it was Brian or something. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, maybe is it Jeff R. Cohn? Yes. And Jeff R. Cohn is it says Jeff currently owns numerous entertainment-related companies, including Sumerian Records, Outer Loop Management, Jeffree Star Cosmetics LLC, and Killer Merch LLC. So I don't know if this will focus. I doubt it'll focus. No. Okay. My camera's a little old. It's whatever. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure he was like an investor. When Jeffree started the makeup company, he took his brand or his idea to the company, and then for them to actually be able to do it, like the lab is just the people who produce the makeup, but he still had to have some kind of an investor to be able to back it up. So I don't know if he had what stake he has in the company, but I'm sure he has some kind of stake. It doesn't say that he's like the sole owner. So, it could be a 50-50. So, but then people are saying oh, well, he's not self-made because he had somebody, invest in his company. It's well, almost every company has somebody that they bring in as an investor. It's not you start from absolutely nothing and get to where he is. Just like Amazon, when Amazon started out, it started out in Jeff Bezos' garage, and they did that. But as he was ramping up his business, you have to get investors to help you be able to do that. Whether you're, he's still making money doing, selling stuff from his house when he started Amazon. But as you grow the company, you have to be able to invest back into the company. And until you have that correct amount of money to be able to do it like he can do now, you have to bring investors in. So Jeffree Star out here killing it. Yeah, he's doing an amazing job. So, I just want to know what his other businesses are, because he says that he has 10 businesses. So obviously he has Jeffree Star Cosmetics, he's got Killer Merch, he's got his weed business, he's got rental properties. So, that's 4 that we know of. So what are the other 6? Yeah. Yep. So makeup, merchandise, his weed business, real estate. So that's 4. What are the other 6? I don't know. Any other guesses? You let me know. The weed business is under Nathan, according to his recent video, though. Oh. According to Jeffree's recent video? Because is it something that he Nathan owns outright, or do you think it's something that they co-own? Yeah, I figured that they'd be co-owners in the business, because I'm sure Jeffree probably put the money up for it. But yes, that's 4. I just don't know what the other 6 could be. Yeah, I believe it's in the breakup video. He said it's in Nathan's name. Oh, okay. I'll have to go back through and watch that. I must have missed that. Let's see. Jeffree has never denied having a partner. I'm actually impressed someone would take that kind of a chance. Yeah, a lot of people who make millions off of people's ideas are the people who get in at the ground level. So the person who was you know what, I'll take a chance on your makeup brand, and if he's 50% owner, then you know what, that guy has made a ton of money for putting up maybe $100,000. I'm sure he's made multiple millions off of the company. Either the breakup video or the house tour, but I'm pretty sure it's the breakup video. Okay, yeah, I'll have to go back and check that out, because I don't remember it being in the house tour video, but also Nathan was barely in the house tour video. While they were filming that, I just wonder, which I know Jeffree said that, Nathan never really wanted to be on camera. And so that's why, you don't really see him in videos that much, or, he's really shy in the videos and stuff. But I wonder, while they're filming that video, if Nathan was just this is awkward because we might be breaking up shortly. So For a business to truly grow, at some point, companies will need invest. Yeah, I mean, if you if you want your business to grow, you're going to have to take investors in at some point. I doubt there's a lot of companies that can do it by themselves. I mean, even if you watch Shark Tank at all, they have some companies on there that they're like, well, what were your last year sales? And they're like, oh, $2.5 million. It's like, okay, so you sold $2.5 million worth of merchandise, but yet they're on national TV trying to get themselves an investor to help them be able to grow. So it's like, okay, everybody needs investors. So for people to be like, he didn't do it on his own, I'm like, okay, that's just stupid, because he came up with the plan, everything. Sometimes somebody's got to back you up with some money. So, hey, Nick, how's it going? Welcome to the party. So we'll see. I mean, I haven't seen anything else come out about that since that video that I saw online about him not owning the company. But then people were like, well, I mean, he still does, even if he has an investor. So, but yeah, I never saw him release a statement or anything saying that he was the sole owner of Jeffree Star Cosmetics. So if someone's like, oh, he doesn't own it, I mean, just because you have a partner in the business doesn't mean that you don't own it. So it is what it is. But I was going to go somewhere with that with the new video. I don't know. Oh, but then if you guys watched Shane's video today when they were talking about Jacqueline's lipsticks, like when Shane was on FaceTime with Jeffree and it panned over to Nathan and he was like, who would do that? I think that was the most responsive and I don't know, excited that I've ever seen Nate in a video. So I'm like, okay, so maybe that's what he's more behind the scenes, so I wish we got to see more of that of him, but I know that, he didn't ever want to be on camera, so it makes sense. In the Shane series, he mentions his partner. Oh, okay. I couldn't believe Nathan was in the video. I know, when I was watching that and I saw him on the video, I was like, okay, well, I'm glad that they showed everything. And, that video was a lot of, pretty much everything that was cut out of the series that people wanted to see was in that video. So I'm glad that he went out and put that out, because that was what everybody wanted to see, that they're mad about. And it honestly, if he would have left that in the series, I feel like it wouldn't have made a big difference in the storyline. And then you also wouldn't have got the negativity from everybody that you did for not putting it out there to begin with. Let's see. Jeffree Star Cosmetics is an American cosmetics company founded and owned by Jeffree Star. Star claims to have invested his life savings to start the company makeup line. So when he started the makeup line, he had said he had $500 left, which is what he invested into it. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't have additional investors too. So, do you think in the house tour they were already broke up? Well, I don't think in the house tour they were already broke up. We don't know. I don't know when they actually filmed the house tour. So, I don't know if when they actually moved into the house, because who knows how long ago they filmed the actual tour of the house. So they could have filmed that 2 months ago, and then in the video they had been broken up for a couple weeks. So they could have been together for a few weeks while they lived in the house, and then he was like, I gotta go. Nathan seemed distant. That's why I'm asking. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's like that in most of the videos anyways. When he is on camera, the only time I ever really saw him interact with the camera the most was in the first series they did when Shane was dressed up as Jeffree and he played along with pretending to want to hook up with him. So I don't know. I mean, unless they want to release an actual timeline of when everything happened, we'll never know. And so I feel like they were still together when they got the house, and then I feel like they ended up breaking up after they moved in. So, and I mean, even like being in the house and then having like all the other people around, it could have just been too much stress too. So I don't really know. But yeah, as far as like Shane's new video, like, you know, the robbery incident that they had that they took out of the original video, I'm glad that they put back in because a lot of people wanted to see that. They wanted to know what was going on. And I mean, that had to have been pretty scary to like have people coming up to your house and knocking on the windows. And Shane even said that they've been on high alert because it's happened already in the past too. So it's like, how many people are like going to their place? And I'm sure, I would assume for like his house. Well, I mean, I guess I can't assume, but I would guess that he's probably in some kind of gated community. I would hope anyways. So that way, you know, it helps with security. But if he's not in a gated community, it's even scarier since, you know, he does put his house online and it's not that hard to be able to like Google search and find somebody's house. So hopefully he lives in a gated community and he got all of his security upgraded, like Jeffrey said, because that, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, that's just too much. Like sometimes when I hear like my neighbor outside, I'm just like, who's outside? It's freaking me out, especially if it's at like 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm like, what is going on? So Shane thinks he doesn't have anything valuable. Then I definitely don't have anything valuable. But then, oh my God, when he was like dragging Nikita and Gabriel, it's like, oh, I don't want Nikita dragging them anymore. But something, I don't know. I'm going to do it some more though. So, but yeah, if you guys haven't watched Shane's new video, definitely go check it out. It's super funny. And then, I mean, like some of the bloopers, like I wish they would have left in. Like, poor Tana, she just got dragged through that entire series. And then in the bloopers, like, oh, working with Jeffrey is a lot different than working with Tana because, you know, that plane, yeah, wouldn't have been here. Uber never would have been called. And then Tana would be like, oh, yeah, hotel? No, we're staying at my friend's house. And she doesn't exist. So... And then when Morgan was like, yeah, I hang out with Tana a lot. And Jeffrey's like, yeah, you'll get tired of that one real quick. But at least I know that Tana can take a joke, so I'm sure she's good. So maybe Tana should hang out, or maybe Jaclyn Hill should hang out with Tana for a little bit to help her loosen up. Yeah, I'm sure Tana was just laughing, and she's like, yeah, that's pretty much how it would go. We'd just end up sleeping in, like, some random person's car. I found the Morgan stuff interesting. Yes, I'm also glad they put more of that in because I know that that was part of like, was it like the drama in the beauty community or whatever trailer that they released? And so that was like what a lot of people wanted to hear about. Like when Jeffrey was talking about how like people were sneaking cocaine in their luggage to go on these trips and stuff. It's like, okay, like I know people definitely want to hear more about that. And then the 30% rule, which like, I honestly, that does not surprise me at all because I can understand like, yeah, like if somebody is like 30% above you or 30% below you, they're like, well, I don't want you to like catch up to me or pass me because I want to be, you know, better than you. But then obviously, you know, so if you're more than 30% above them or below them, if you're 30% above them, then you as a smaller one wants to be around that person who's above you. So then that way they can help you grow. And then if you're the bigger person and you help out the smaller person, then it looks like you're, you know, uplifting the community. So I can totally get it. Like it's super shady. Like if you like someone, you like someone. If you don't, you don't. Like I don't understand why their entire identity has to be like around the numbers. Like I promote people on my Twitter who have, you know, hundreds of thousands of more followers than I do. And then I also promote people on my Twitter who have, you know, just started out. So, I mean, if I like somebody, I help them out as much as I can. And, you know, I talk with them and I share advice and I share their links. And I I mean, I'm just out here trying to have fun, and I want everyone else to have fun too. So I don't know like why people are just so obsessed with everything, and they got to be like mean about it all the time. But some people are just extremely rude. And then yeah, like her saying like people are like asking to be able to like eat for free for like a $5 meal. She's like, you can't like just pay for a $5 meal. Like, I get it, I understand, you know, getting free stuff is nice, but like when you're making thousands of dollars for a post, or you know, making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and you're not paying for anything, and then you're going to be like, I want my movie or my meal for free, can I tag you in it? It's like, if somebody offers you something for free, that's fine, but then if you're constantly like asking for things for free, it's kind of just disgusting. Like, I don't know why people feel entitled to free things just because they have a following. Like, if somebody sends you something for free, that's very nice of them for them to do that for you. But if you're like saying like, oh, you should give me that for free and I'll tag you in a post, no, unless they're offering that as a deal, like, you shouldn't be asking for somebody else's items for free that they've worked for. Because I mean, you're not helping pay the people's bills that are making that stuff by getting it for free. And I'm sure they're like, yeah, but I could help you sell more. Well, it's not a guarantee. So, but I know that there's, I don't know whose video it is. Somebody has a video online. I don't know if it's like information overload or what. I'm sure that there's a Miss Mojo video or Watch Mojo video on it, where they have like 10 times that influencers asked for things for free and got exposed. And there's like somebody who wanted like a free hotel room, and they're like, no, because you're not paying the people to clean it. You're not paying the people to, you know, work the front desk. You're not paying the people to do any of this. Like, you're not giving me anything. And by the way, we're booked year round, so I don't need you to advertise for me. So you can just go ahead and leave. So it's like, if a hotel reached out to you and says, hey, come stay here, we would love for you to stay here for free, you know, as long as you just put us on a post, that's fine. But when you're reaching out to somebody saying, I want to come visit your hotel, but only if you let me stay for free, no, that ain't it. But other than that, I mean, I thought that Shane's video was good. I'm glad, like I said, he put all that stuff in. So if you guys haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. I mean, it had pretty much everything that I thought that he cut out. I mean, if that's the deleted scenes, I mean, who knows what else is out there? I think somebody took a screenshot of one of his posts, and like there's like over 2 days worth of deleted scenes. So there's definitely a lot more. So, but then when he got that PR package from Rihanna, and he was just like shook that pretty much he got $1,300 in makeup for free sent to him, which he doesn't even really use it, or at the time didn't, because, you know, he's just starting out. But, you know, Fenty was nice enough to like reach out and send him some stuff. But he's like, that was my entire rent when I moved to California. So, in makeup that they're just giving me for free. And I mean, it just shows like how much money goes into the beauty world. So, oh yeah, when he was put on the Kat Von D PR list, and he's like, yeah, I had to ask them to take me off. And then Morgan's like, well, I use her foundation. It's pretty good. So I'm sure once Jeffree comes out with his foundation, that Morgan will no longer be using the Kat Von D foundation. But I'm assuming with all the PR stuff that Shane's been getting, I don't think she probably needs to go out and buy foundation anymore, because I'm sure he has enough for her. Let's see, what else do we got here? Oh, did you guys see that photo that Pink News put out of James Charles? Oh my God. Like, when I saw that tweet, I was like, are you serious? Like, terrible clickbait, especially for a company that's supposed to be like LGBTQ plus like friendly, to like take his photo and like Photoshop it that bad. Like, yes, I know people like drag some drama channels for like taking terrible screenshots of people. But one, okay, if that screenshot's in the video, then that's a face that they made. Like, is it flattering at that time? No. But it's not like they're sitting there and like editing a photo to make people look like they did to him. So like when he tweeted that out, I saw it and I was like, yeah, that's not cool. Like, you know, any issues that I have with James and like the way that he handles things or whatever, I thought that, you know, it was actually, he handled it good, like called him out on it, and he did it nice and respectfully. But I'm just like, why? Like, how did that even get past somebody? Clearly somebody had to Photoshop it, and then somebody had to approve it, and then somebody had to post it. So that's at least 3 people that had to go through before it made it live onto Snapchat. And all 3 of those people were pretty much like, yeah, no, that's fine. You can just post that. It's like, yeah, it's not fine. Because, like I said, it's a different story if you take an unflattering picture of somebody. But when you Photoshop it to make them look like it's not even them and there's something wrong with them according to your caption, then that's just not right. So I'm just like, people just got to stop doing stuff like that. I just don't get it. Like, if you're going to be that hateful towards somebody that you're supposed to be an ally for, it just makes no sense. So, but they apologized, which was nice of them, saying that it didn't align with their values. But also, it's like, you allowed it to be posted. The only reason that you're apologizing for it is because you got called out because you posted it, and it's not right. So, I mean, it is what it is, but it's done and over with, thankfully. But poor James, I mean, he gets dragged enough. Like, I'm actually excited to see his series come out. I think that it was yesterday he put out a snap saying that they had started filming their series. So I want to know who's in it. So I think it was either Nick Snyder's video or Rich Luck's video where they talked about it. And they said something about like, oh, like, do you think it's going to be like everybody from California, or do you think they're actually going to like bring people in? And I think Rich is like, no, I think like most of the people will be from California, and then there'll be like 1 or 2 maybe that like come in from other places. But I mean, obviously, I know he said it was funded by YouTube, so I'm sure he's putting up some money, but then I'm assuming that YouTube is doing the other part of or paying for the rest of it. But I mean, put 5 or 6 people, whoever's in the actual thing, to fly them in, put them up in a hotel. He hasn't said anything about how long it's going to be. So, I mean, it costs money to obviously have those people in town and all that. So we'll have to see how it actually goes. There's been a lot of talk about the video. About what video, Kayla? Yeah, I want to know who is all in James's little competition, and also when it's going to be on. So, I wish he would announce like who's in the show. Okay, has he said anything about who's in it? Because I haven't seen anything. But I know it's supposed to be for the smaller influencer. So I don't know. I feel like if there's somebody on there that has, like over 1 million followers on YouTube, or even like a couple 100,000, like, I know that's not large, but I think if you have 3, 4, 500,000, you are a pretty established influencer at that point. So I don't know. I know that Thomas Halbert put out his audition video where he pretty much, just dragged himself, and he's like, you guys, I'm not seriously auditioning. But like, James did comment, and I was like, first contestant picked. And then he got dragged for like, people are saying like, you said this is going to be for small influencers. Like, how could you pick this person who already has a huge following and is verified and has, done this for a few years and is like on tons of lists and everything. So like he came out and said that it was a joke and he's not actually like on the show. But I know that people got really upset about that. So if it's not people with have, a smaller following, and if it's people who have larger followings, I think he's really going to get dragged for it. I'm curious how he picked who was in it. Yeah, like I know everybody had to submit, I think it was like is it a 5-minute video? I think it was a 5-minute video that you had to submit and tag like James Charles competition or James Charles show or whatever the hashtag was. And then he said that they were going to go through and watch all of them. But I mean, how long? 5 minutes. Okay, things begin. Yeah, I mean, even if you think, 17, he's like what, 17, 16 million subscribers. Even if, let's just say 1% of them auditioned to be on his show, that's 160,000 people that sent in a 5-minute video. So that is 13,333 hours of video that they had to go through to be able to pick who was going to be in the show. That's 555 days. So I don't think that he obviously watched them all himself. Again, and that's, like I said, that's 1%. I feel like there's probably more than 1% who tried out. Who wouldn't want to win $50,000 and be exposed on James's makeup channel and instantly gain, a big following of people? So I feel like, he had other, obviously I'm sure he's watched some of them, but I feel like people just like took them in sections and then they picked the best of what they saw. And then all of them got together, like watched them again and then picked. That's how I'm assuming it was done. Like I said, I have no idea. And unless James says how they actually picked the contestants, we won't really know. But I feel like that's the only way that they could have got it done in a timely manner, because this was only, 2-3 months ago that they announced it. So, to watch 555 days of video in a matter of 2 months to be able to then plan, flights and hotels and like all that to be able to get them out here, or out there anyways. You had to have done that in like 2 months. There's no way they could have watched each video individually himself. So it had to have been broken down by, I'm assuming, I don't know if they have a casting director or somebody. So yeah, I saw that video and Kayla, and I was just like, I'm not going to watch that. Like, some stuff, I'm just like, I don't need that kind of negativity. I think like, she's got funny moments. But I really don't just watch a lot of her videos. I think, she's obviously a great business person, so good for her on that. But like, I don't need any of the negativity. So, it could be a joke that we just didn't get, but who knows? I wonder if they're allowed to, or I wonder if they're not allowed to say they were picked, because I haven't seen anyone say so. Probably like RuPaul's Drag Race, they're not allowed to say. Yeah, I'm assuming that they probably, as soon as they got chosen, they were told that they couldn't say anything, because, unless they like sent them over a fax or a certified letter for like an NDA to sign, I'm sure that, they reached out to them and said, hey, look, like, you can't like react, you can't scream if you're in public, you can't tell anybody, but we've chosen you to be on the show. And so once we get everything finalized, like here are the dates and all that stuff. So I'm assuming, I'm just waiting for people to start like coming out with some information, because since it started filming, I believe yesterday, I would assume, and can't really speak because I don't know, but I would assume that they are probably taking away like their phones, like that way they don't have access to social media, stuff like that, just like they do on Drag Race. because that's how a lot of people know what queens are going to be on the next season, is because they go back and they look like, okay, well, these are the rumored filming dates. This person has not been active on social media from this day to this day. They're most likely on, and like they've canceled like their appearances at these shows, so they're, they can be, on Drag Race because they had to cancel their appearances, they had to cancel their trips, they had to cancel bookings. So I would assume that the influencers who have made it onto James's show had to give up their social media, because if somebody posts anything like, oh, I'm in California, like, but yet you live in New York, I guess that's not a good thing, you can travel, but but say you're like 14 and you're out in California by yourself without your parents, like people are going to be like, okay, so I bet this kid's out there because of that. And he's like, I don't know, that's just what I'm thinking. They just probably don't want anything to get leaked. And yeah, that's my ramble on that. I don't know, what do you guys think? Am I just crazy, or do you think that that's how they're doing it? But yeah, I'm excited. I want to see like what kind of challenges they have. Please, oh my God, please do not let there be a singing challenge. I swear to God, you guys, if there's a singing challenge, I think I might lose it. I wonder if the influencers had to pre-schedule content. Oh. But see, if they pre-scheduled content and posted stuff, they, have it, for it to be posted automatically. And they're usually like pretty active with their subscribers and commenting back and like replying to tweets and stuff like that. They wouldn't be able to do any of that. So then people would think it's kind of weird that like, okay, so they've posted, say they normally post like 2 times a week. Okay, they're still posting things, but are posting videos, but they're not replying to anybody's comments. They're not liking anybody's comments. They're not like retweeting anybody who is like saying things about their videos and stuff. So I don't know if that would work. So, I mean, we'll have to see. I think that's how they're doing it. Yeah, I agree, but it must be hard to keep that kind of a secret. Yeah, like if you've ever watched any of like I don't know if they still do them, but like when they did like the older cast announcements for RuPaul's Drag Race, they would like ask, like one of the questions that they did is like, oh, well, like what was your reaction when you found out? Like, where were you? And they're like, oh, like I was out with all my friends and like they told me like what was going on and that, don't react because if you give anything away, like you're not going to be able to come on, like we'll find out. And like, so people would be like surrounded by like friends and family, like freaking out inside because they got cast on the show, but then you couldn't tell anybody. So yeah, I think it'd be like a really hard secret. Like even you can't trust anybody with that information because you tell your best friend and you're like, oh, I made it to the show. And then they go out and get drunk one night and they tell somebody else. And the next thing you know, there's like 50 people who know that you're going to be on the show. And then you get kicked off the show because you broke your contract by telling somebody you're going to be on the show. So I don't know, something like that would be hard to keep, I think personally. But when you know what kind of, business opportunity it is and what kind of money it can bring in, I'm sure it definitely helps to be able to keep that a little bit of a secret. So, because everyone knows about social media silence with the RuPaul Drag Race girls. Yeah, I mean, but when RuPaul's Drag Race first started, like not a lot of people were going around checking for that. So, like, and even back then, like, I mean, some people were on Facebook and some people weren't. Some people were on Twitter and some people weren't. I don't think Instagram was, I mean, it might have been around at like the first couple of seasons, but it, wasn't as big as it was. I don't even know if it was, I don't think it was around for the first 2 or 3 seasons. But now that social media is like as big as it is, because back then it wasn't, now that it's like so huge, and that's how you, gain your following. That's how you, promote your bookings and all that stuff. So now that people are like, okay, this person's not active anymore, that's a sign. I mean, years ago, that wasn't a possibility. You could guess, but there just wasn't like as big of an influence as it is now. So not to be mean, But if I had a 14-year-old, I would be out there too. I'm not sure if I trust my 14-year-old around some people by themselves. Yeah. Let's hope. Cross your fingers, hope. Um, oh, was there an age requirement? I know it was U.S. only. But yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, I do remember him saying that there was an 18 age requirement just because of legal reasons. But he's hoping that for the next one they do, that they'll be able to have a larger age group of people to be able to do it. Because a lot of people are like, well, you started when you were 15, or 16. Why wouldn't you want to give somebody else that chance? But I know that I remember him saying something about there was a lot of legal things that they had to sort out, and this one there just wasn't enough time to get all that sorted out. So now that if you're 18, you're an adult, you can fly out there by yourself. You don't need parental permission. So at least, yeah, this one. I mean, it'll be harder to figure out who's on this one because anybody can travel at any point in time these days. But I'm sure it's a work permit issue as well. Yeah, that's true. I mean, in California, you can be. I just did a lot of research on child labor laws for the state of California and the entertainment industry because of my video that I just did on the Ace family and how I feel like they're exploiting their children for views and for money. But it's anything 18 and up, it doesn't matter. But anything younger than that, I think 16 to less than 18, you can be on set. I think it's up to 16 hours and work for 8 of those hours, but then the other 8 has to be focused on schoolwork, rest periods, stuff like that. So it's the entertainment labor laws are kind of ridiculous. You can be on set for as long as it's not a school, school's not in session, you can still be on set for, I think it's 12 hours a day, even as long as you make it to school, and you can work for 6 of those hours and the other 3 hours of rest, 3 hours of tutoring and stuff like that. So, and I'm sure, yeah, there's so much requirements that you have to deal with OSHA and labor laws and stuff. So I'm sure they're that's a lot to deal with. But with YouTube being a company based out of California, you would think that they would have all of these laws ready to go and all these permits ready to go. So I don't know. But based on all the issues that were going on with Daniel Kahn, that we know that you can get a 30-day work permit instantly as long as you've never had it before in the state of California. So anybody who's under the age of 18, if they fly to California to film a video or to film a commercial and they've never had a work permit in the state of California before, they can get one just by filling out the paperwork, and it's valid for 30 days. So, I mean, that's something that they could always do too. But again, that's just what I'm speculating. So, plus, if I was James Charles, I wouldn't want to be around minors alone. A lot of people look for opportunity. Oh yeah, true. I mean, yeah, you definitely want their parents around them at all times because you don't want somebody to come back and be well, I was at James Charles competition and this happened and I'm going to sue, or you wouldn't believe what he said to me when nobody else was around, and I just didn't appreciate it. So I feel having your parent there would be a good thing for both him and the people that were on the show. The last thing that he needs is another sister scandal, right? I mean, we know he's going to have one because it's James Charles, but he's actually done pretty good, minus, the lip syncing incident. And what else did he have happen already this year? I don't know. He did something else too. But I was we're only 2 weeks into 2020, and James, you already had 2 scandals. How is that even possible? But I mean, people will drag him for anything and everything. So, oh, the other one was the World War III dressed up in drag scandal that people were freaking out about. Yeah, the transgendered army thing. But see, I mean, I agree with him too. Like, he didn't say anything about being trans. He was just dressed up in drag. So, I don't know. Like, I mean, I can see both sides of the argument. I'm not saying that he's right. I'm not saying that they're right. I'm not saying that he's wrong. I'm not saying that they're wrong. I mean, I get what he was doing because, everybody else was doing it too. But again, you just have the biggest following. People are always going to come in and drag you for it. So you just kind of have to get used to that, unfortunately. But I mean, he hasn't, as far as his scandals that he's had in the past, like the two that he's already had this year, which it's sad that I'm already saying two, have not been like major. And they literally like were here 1 minute and gone. So I thought he meant because women can't get drafted. Yeah, like that's what I took it as. I didn't take it as like transgendered or anything like that. I mean, and I even just took it as like them knocking on the door and him answering like that. And then they're like, no, there's no James here. Like, because he doesn't look like himself. So, but it's like, I get it. Some people are offended. Some people get offended by everything. Some people get offended by nothing. I can't tell somebody how they should feel. They're, right to have their own opinion. But I mean, and if it ever gets to that point too, like, if it ever gets to the point of World War III, like, to be honest, I don't ever think that there will be another draft. I feel that there's enough people who, like, at this day, like this, at this point in time, are like, okay, like, I want to sign up to help my country. Because I know that after 9/11 happened, they had like a ton of people who enlisted into the army or into all branches of the military to like do their duty and help their country, as they said that that's what they wanted to do. So I feel like if we did end up in another big war, hopefully we don't ever, but if we do, I feel like there are people who were like, I want to go in and do this. Like, this is what I feel like I need to do. So I don't feel like they're ever going to have to do like a selective service draft again. So I was trans and I'm in the process of detransitioning. Oh. Are you documenting everything, Kayla? Like, or do you have a channel that you're documenting everything on? Or are you keeping everything private? Like, I mean, you don't have to share anything that you don't want to, so. But I've just never met somebody who has gone through the detransitioning process before. But hopefully, like, we can keep James Charles out of the drama for a while anyways. Like, let's get through his actual competition and then see. I mean, hopefully he can get through the competition without any scandals, but we shall see. Let's see. What else do we have on the list? Oh my God. Aaron Carter and his, oh my God, I don't know what's going on with Aaron Carter. I think he needs to take a break. I'm in the process of starting a channel. I was on TLC and I have a health issue that makes surgery too risky. Oh, well, I mean, obviously health is the most important thing. So what show was it on TLC? Has it already aired or is it airing later or? Yeah, Aaron Carter was calling out or got called out again for stealing somebody's artwork. And then he was like, well, if you post it on social media, that's public property and you can't do anything about it. You need to stop complaining. like, if you use any part of my videos, I'm going to strike your channel and I'm going to take all that money because that's my content. It's like, okay, you're literally contradicting yourself literally in the same statement, because the stuff that you put out on YouTube and on social media is the same thing that you're now accusing people, that people are accusing you of stealing their stuff, and now you're saying that they're doing it to you. So just like, I don't know if he's just not connecting all the dots anymore, and he just, like I said, needs to take a break away from social media and get everything figured out. But he's, I don't know, it's just not looking good. And then he posted that video online about how he's like making his hoodies that he's selling, or selling, I should say, because most people still haven't got them yet. Yes, it aired one episode called Too Fat to Transition. It's not all the way things went down because of editing, but it did its purpose, which is to save lives. Yeah, I mean, everybody who's ever went on, like, that has ever said that they went on TV, like, the editing's terrible. So I only, believe half of what you see when you're watching something because of the editing. Yeah, I'll have to look that up and watch that, Kayla. Thank you all. If at some point surgery comes back into the picture, I'll work on it, but I'm focusing more on life goals. Yeah, I mean, you got to focus on you and make sure, like, what you're doing is best for you. Like, because, I mean, if you had a surgery and it unfortunately killed you, like, it's not worth it in the end. So obviously, if it's a life-threatening surgery that you have to have, like, and there's a chance that could happen, like, I totally understand that. But yeah, I mean, if doing surgery gives you a higher risk of something that you're electively doing at the time, then I can understand, having to take a step back and be able to, like, regroup and get everything where you need it to be able to then go back and do the surgery if you can. So I do have a friend who lives, or who I used to live in the same town with, who wanted to transition but couldn't due to health risks. And so she did as much as she could and then, just stopped there. She wanted to fully transition, but due to health issues, she couldn't finish the process. GGB from RuPaul's Drag Race gave me good advice before filming, but they still did a lot of editing. Oh yeah, I can't even imagine, like, if somebody, like, took an unedited version of something and then you watch the edited version, then watch the unedited version, you'd be like, okay, that's not even the same show. Like, I can't even imagine how much is, like, cut out, and even, like, the dramatic music that they add to, like, people to make it more dramatic. It's like, okay, if you take that music out, it's not as dramatic as it seems. Okay, let's see here. Where was I at? Someone said something about Aaron Carter when I was talking about Aaron Carter, but then I kept rambling. But yeah, he posted a video on, I don't know if it was on Instagram or where it was. Right there. Aaron Carter lost his mind. He had the GoFundMe and the sweatshirt thing. Oh my God. Yeah. His GoFundMe, asking about, like, begging people on money. Like, I think on YouTube, isn't it a violation of the terms of service to ask people to send you money? I mean, obviously you can do, like, super chats. You can promote, like, like, I have a GoFundMe linked down below. But I mean, there's literally, like, videos of him saying, like, oh, send me money. Why aren't you sending me money? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's a violation of terms of service. So I don't know how he still has this channel, or even if he does. I guess I haven't looked lately. But It's like, okay. And then in a video, he's saying like, oh, like, yeah, I made like $140,000 off that last video. It's like, okay, why are you begging people for money if you just made $140,000 off a video? Now, I mean, do I believe he actually made $140,000 off a video? No. Um, but why are you saying that you did and then you're begging people for money? Exactly. He needs to stop. Yeah. A lot of people are saying that he's having some kind of mental breakdown or dealing with mental illness. Yeah, like I've seen like his live streams and stuff like that where people are like, "Oh, you're on drugs," like, "Oh, you're losing your mind." And I mean, he says that he's not on drugs, so take his word for it if you want. Um, I would believe he said that he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, but then I think he stopped taking his medication. If I remember correctly, I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure this is what I remember hearing. Um, and so it's like, okay, like I get like, he might need some help and stuff, but he doesn't want help. He says he doesn't need help. But then he goes on all these rants and everything. Can you really live off YouTube pay? I don't know how that works. Oh yeah, there's like people who make millions of dollars a year off of YouTube. Like it's definitely a thing. Yeah, I mean, I think it was. I want to say it was a video that I saw on Rich Lux. I don't remember who he was talking to, but somebody was like, when did you think that like YouTube could actually be a career? And I think he said somewhere like, I want to say like when he got like 50,000 subscribers, like 80,000 subscribers or something, that he was making enough money to be able to only make YouTube videos. So, like, I mean, people don't need, millions of subscribers to be able to make enough money off of YouTube to be able to live off of it. So, I feel like, I mean, it's definitely doable. I mean, it just takes that person who wants to be able to do it. Like, if you look at Rich Lux, he puts out at least one video a day, if not 2 videos a day. Whether you hate him or not, I mean, he's hustling and he's putting out like at least 1 to 2 videos a day. So he's really like putting out as much as he can. So, and now and that was when he was at like 50 or 80,000 subscribers, he said, and now he has like almost 500,000. So if he was able to live off of it back then at 50,000 or 60, 70, 80,000, I mean, he's definitely able to live off of it now. So, I mean, it all comes down with just putting out content that people want to watch, keeping people excited and interested in coming back for more, and telling their friends about it, and like just getting more and more people. So I mean, who knows, maybe someday that'll be me. But I mean, right now I'm just having fun and doing what I want to do, and just come on here and chat. Like, I do enjoy making the videos are fun, but just being able to come on here and chat with you guys and like have actual conversations is a little bit more fun to me. Like last week when I had like over 50 people in my chat, like I freaked out and I just ended up like going through all of my topics and like not really paying attention to the chat. And like afterwards I was like, oh, I really should have slowed down and like actually like talked with people more, because I kind of just like sped through everything. So I was like, oops, lesson learned. So, and I mean, if I was only 50, I can't imagine like people like who are in Nick's chats or Dustin's chats when they go live and they have like 1,000+ people in there. Like, I don't know how they can like read. I mean, I'm sure like that's why they only like read like every like 100th comment. Let's see here. If that's the case, who would go through mania? And when you're manic, you're really not being realistic. Well, yeah, I mean, he got that face tattoo. So, I mean, unless he really wanted that face tattoo, but like, I don't know. I mean, if that's what he wanted, good for him. But when I saw him getting that face tattoo, I was like, what is going on? Let's see. How do I make millions? I want to be. And doesn't everybody? I want to be. Yeah, I want to be one too. I mean, I'll take one too, Stacey. I don't have to be one. I guess I'll take one. How do you feel about clickbait? I mean, I guess it depends on what it is and how quickly it gets addressed. Like, when I saw Nick Snyder post his video last week, like, Rich Lux and I aren't friends anymore. When I saw that, I was just like, oh my God, not again. Am I going to really have to make another drama channel drama video this week? Because I had already done 2 pretty much that week. And I was like, oh my God, if I have to make a 3rd video this week covering this topic, I'm going to be super annoyed. But literally it was like within the first like 20 or 30 seconds, like Rich walked out and like you knew it was a joke, and then they just like did a regular video. So like that is okay, I guess. But like the older clickbait, when they would like title this, like give you some like random title of a topic you actually wanted to watch with an actual like image of like what the topic was going to be about, and then you clicked on it and it was just like somebody eating a cheeseburger, like that's the kind of clickbait that I'm like, no. But that kind of clickbait you're actually not allowed to do anymore, and if your videos get reported for doing it, you can actually, I believe, lose your channel, because I know that you're not allowed to do that clickbait anymore. So that's why I think that some people are very, very careful about the titles they choose, or they'll choose like a random title just hoping that people will click on it if they want it to be clickbait. But yeah, you can't do like that old school clickbait anymore. So you were great last week. Oh, thanks, Vegan. I know. I was like seeing like all of a sudden like people started showing up in my chat, and I'm like, what is going on? Why is everybody here? I'm so confused. Well, it turns out that Dustin Daly shared my live stream on his Twitter, and I was like, oh, well, thank you. That's so nice of you. I was freaking out. That was crazy. I was so happy for you. Yeah, like I like just looked at the screen, all of a sudden I was like, why are there like 50 some people in here? Normally there's 5. And I got super nervous, which I don't really understand why, because I mean, I'm technically literally talking to myself and seeing myself on camera. Now, if I was like actually standing in front of you guys and like doing this, I don't know if I would be able to do that, because I'm not a very good public speaker. So let's see. They only cover the super chats. The poor subs like me get ignored. No, I mean, I've been in live streams of people, and I've never sent a super chat to anybody ever, because, you know, I'm poor too. I totally get you. But I mean, some of it comes down into like, you know, like how much do you communicate with them besides that? Like, I like, since Nick and Dustin both make videos, you know, in the same area that I do, I mean, I do like comment on them back and forth on Twitter. And then, you know, I just come into the live streams whenever I can, and like, then I try to send a message. So, you know, and as long as like all of your images are the same on your Twitter, that is on like your YouTube handle, all that stuff, if they can see that it's you, then, you know, you'll get that recognition because they see your face and your name over and over again. So that's why I have the same name for everything. I have the same picture for everything. So that way, you know, like if somebody does see me chatting and they're like, oh, wait, that was the person I was talking with on Twitter, you know, it kind of has the mindset, or kind of like refreshes your memory. Like, oh yeah, I was talking to that person earlier. So I don't know. Yeah. Like, but I've also been in the live streams of people too, where like I've sent like, you know, 5, 6 messages, and like you're like waiting for a question to get answered and they don't answer. And it's like, you know what, like if you see, well, if you would have saw like how fast my chat was moving last time, I was just like looking at it and I was like, okay, I can barely like keep up with that. So I don't even know how they keep up with that. But I think after you get like a certain amount of people, I know that I don't know how I can do it on the computer, but I believe like you can do like slow chat on your phone, so it like moves all the chats like a lot slower, so you can actually like read them. But even still, like sometimes they still go pretty fast. If you've ever been in a live stream where there's over like 1,000 people in it, like literally like the chat's like crazy. even on Twitch, if you're on somebody's Twitch stream that has like 1,000 people in it, even with slow chat on, like it just gets out of control and you can barely see it. So, hey, my hubby has a face tattoo. Well, there's nothing wrong with getting a face tattoo as long as it's what you really want to do and it's not some like impulse decision that you're going to later regret. So I don't have any issues with tattoos or where you get them or where you don't get them. But yeah, as long as, it's something that you wanted to do and you're not going to like regret it in a year or two, like, I don't really care, where they go. So I was mad at the video. Nick, if you're still here, way to clickbait a person. Yeah, I mean, but like I said, he did like Rich walked out literally like 30 seconds into the video and was like, ah. So I was just glad that like it wasn't another video that I was going to have to report on. So, right, Stacey was great. Yeah. I count as 3. Me and the 2 cats are watching. Well, hello, everybody's cats. How are you guys doing? See, I have 7 cats watching. Stacey, you have 7 cats? I have no pets because my townhouse doesn't allow me to have pets. So it's just me. I have like some stuffed animals, if that counts. But I don't really have to take care of them because they take care of themselves. It's a cat off. Oh yeah. Who's got the most cats watching you guys? The chats must move super fast. Yeah, like, I mean, even if you see how the chats move on your screen when you're in their chats, like, and most of the time when you go into a live chat, it just has like the top chats come up. So like, I don't know how they determine top chats, but then there's also like a feature that has like all live chats. So literally like every single comment will pop up. So I don't know like how they decide what's a top chat and what's not. Maybe based on like subscriber count or something. I don't really know. So I normally just talk to myself when there's that many people, or the cats, obviously. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, whenever I'm in a live chat where there's a ton of people and I'll put out my question. And if it gets answered, it gets answered. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I mean, and then after like a few minutes, if we're still on that same topic, then, ask the question again. But I mean, if we've moved on to a different topic at that point, I won't re-ask a question that was from a previous topic. So you can slow down at some point. Yeah, I don't know if there's like a certain amount of people that you have to have in your chat or whatever to be able to do like a slow chat, but I know that there is an option to like slow it down somehow. I'm sure I could Google it and figure it out. But oh, there's 2 cats right there. 2 dogs, but they only watch animal videos on YouTube. Well, at least they have something that they like to watch. Just 1. Yes, I do. I had 9, but 2 passed away. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Stacey. Hey, Smudge, how's it going? My aunt had a cat called Smudge. Should have toe fetished the cat, not my aunt. Are you sure? Maybe they both did. I don't know. Some people like to keep things secret. Don't forget to thumbs up this video. Oh, thanks, Kayla. Yeah, guys, if you like the video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Also, if you share it on Twitter or on Facebook or on, what else is there to share it on? Share it. If you share the video, like the video, that would be awesome. Let's see here. I mean, my aunt may very well have had a toe fetish, but that ain't my business, right? Who gave the video a thumbs down? Well, it happens. I think the my last live actually did was like the first live that I ever got like a thumbs down on, but I'm like, whatever. The thing is though, is like if it's a like or a dislike, the thing is like you can dislike the video, but you know what? That counts as engagement and it still helps put your stream out there and it still helps like people come and find you, because whether it's a positive engagement or negative engagement, it's better than no engagement. So I guess if somebody wants to give it a thumbs down, they definitely can. I'd rather have a thumbs down than nothing at all. Same thing as like when people go through and they leave hate comments on your videos. Every time that they leave a hate comment on the video, they're literally giving you more engagement, which then you can go back and reply to that person. And if they come back and reply to you again, it's just giving your video more engagement. So if they're like hating on you for whatever reason, they're actually just pushing your content out there for more people to see because you're helping the engagement. So it is what it is. I did both things. Oh, thanks, Smudge. You gave me a like and a dislike. You're so nice. It's still engagement. Yeah, like, I mean, whether it's good or bad, I mean, obviously you want more good engagement because that makes you feel better about yourself. But, I mean, any engagement's engagement, according to YouTube. They don't care if it's good or bad, so. It's like, you know, like they always say, like, all publicity is good publicity. But, I mean, for everybody except for Cole Carrigan, but we can get into that in a minute. That's a whole mess of a situation himself, so. And that must be how Amberlynn's channel's been surviving all these years. Yes. If you've ever gone into Amberlynn's channel, I mean, most of her videos are just all hate comments, which it probably doesn't feel good for her, but I think she's kind of gotten to the point where she realizes that people love to hate watch her. And let's be honest, she's making probably a decent amount of money. I should look up her social blade and see what she is doing. But yeah, I mean, even though her videos get more dislikes than likes, like it's still engagement. It's still pulling in people. Excuse me. So I'm sure, you know, she would love to have more positive comments and positive feedbacks on her post. But I mean, like I said, engagement's engagement. So, oh my God, she has 1,849 uploads. She's uploaded 1,849 videos. That's insane. When did she start? Oh yeah, I saw Nick's video on it. It was like the only like thing that about Nick's video like that drove me crazy is that the voice didn't match up, and I was just like, oh my God, that drives me crazy. So like I had to I couldn't watch it. I had to listen to it because I can't like when mouths don't match up. I'm just like like for some reason like with my sound bar and my TV, sometimes the sound won't match up with the TV, so I have to like literally turn everything off and turn it back on. Otherwise, I can't watch it because it just drives me crazy. Oh yeah, she started in 2011. So she actually made her channel 9 years ago. Well, that's when the channel was created. I don't know like when she technically uploaded her first video. Let's see here. Let's see if it says when she uploaded her first video. Yeah, she uploaded her first video 6 years ago, unless she's taken down older videos, which she could have. I mean, she could have taken down older videos. So I don't know when her actual channel started. I mean, technically it started in 2011, but she just posted a video 6 years ago. So she averages about 60,000 views a day. So about 419,000 views a week, or 1.8 million views in a month. So she is making about $86,000 a year, depending on how many ads she puts in her video. So, I mean, on average, I don't know how many videos she puts. But yeah, so I mean, even if you do split that in half and say she's making $43,000 a year, that's just if you cut her ad revenue in half. But that's just for one ad in a video. If she puts 2 ads in a video and she gets that many views and people like watch it all, then she goes back up to 86. If she does 3 ads in a video, then she's making $120,000 a year. So the more ads in a video, the more money that you make. So if she has like 6 ads in a video, she's making way more than I do in like 5 years. So, yeah, I mean, at that point, like, why? I mean, even if you're getting all the hate comments in the world, like, why would you not continue to put out videos? Because you can put those videos out, you can see the hate that people are giving you, but then you're getting a check for, $10,000 a month, and then you're living your life. So, let's see here. Is that why they say Trisha trolls because it helps engagement? Yeah, like Trisha's probably the one that like clickbaits the most, but people like think that Trisha's like like dumb blonde, but I think she's like super smart. Do I agree with the way that she goes about doing things or how she says things? No, but I mean, she knows how to get people to her channel when she needs to. She knows how to draw attention to herself when she needs to. And I feel like when she does something that's going to cause a lot of controversy, she already has a plan or some kind of plan in place to be like, okay, I know I'm going to have to make an apology video for this. So let me go ahead and put the video out. We'll see how people respond to it. And then afterwards, I will put out the apology video, and then I will make, twice as much as I, was going to this month. So I think she's very smart business-wise. Do I agree with like some of the things that she puts in her videos? No. Her comment section is brutal. Yeah, Amberlynn's comment section is extremely brutal. But again, like, I remember she used to do like the comment of the day where she like go through and like pick a comment, and like every comment that she picked would always be like super negative. And then she'd like pick a different one. It's like a negative one. So I know that she has like, I haven't seen her do a comment of the day, but I haven't watched a video lately. So maybe I'll have to go and see what video she has. But I have been watching the 1,000-Pound Sisters on TLC since that came out with Tammy and Amy. So she had 2K at one point. She deleted a whole lot back then. Yeah, I was wondering because like her oldest video has like 96,000 views. And I was like, okay, that's her oldest video. Like, yeah, like I know that people will go back and like watch older videos, but I don't know if they'll get like 96,000 views. Like, I think she has like 158,000 subscribers. If I ever get up to like 158,000 subscribers, I wouldn't expect my first video that I put out to like have 97,000 views. That's pretty much half your views. So I'm assuming she probably deleted like a bunch of old videos. Oh, sorry, I'm catching back up on the chat here, guys. I know far too much about her. Was a mod on the subreddits and owned the 800-member Discord for recently stepped back from it all. Oh my god, that sounds like a lot of work to do. Yeah, Kayla, if it's something that you want to do, like, just know, like, when you start out, you're not going to have, thousands of subscribers. Like, if it's not something that you want to do and have fun with doing, and if you, like, don't enjoy it, then you're not going to have fun. But as long as you, like, get out there, have fun, and do what you want to do, if you try to force yourself to do something that you don't want to do, then, it's going to come off that way. You're not going to have fun. You're not going to grow. So you definitely want to make sure that you're doing something that you want to talk about and go from there. And like, don't try to force yourself into like an area that you don't want to be in, because then, like I said, it's not going to be fun for you and you're not going to want to do it. I click and pause just to read the comments these days. Yeah, some of the comments in her comment section are just insane. I really know nothing about her. Stacy, she pretty much she started as like a weight loss channel, and I think since she's, I don't want to I can't tell you the exact amount, but I've seen numbers of people say like she's gained like 200 pounds since she started her weight loss journey. So she's actually gained a ton of weight instead of losing a ton of weight. And then she pretty much will say that she's starting like a new diet, and like a few days later, like a week later, she's like, well, I couldn't do it because I didn't feel like I was getting enough calories. It's like, well, you're supposed to like cut back on your calories because that's how you lose the weight. So she always comes up with like a bunch of excuses on why she's not losing weight, and then she'll start a new diet, and yeah. That's, yeah. I mean, it's a rabbit hole. You start watching some Amberlynn Reid videos and you just go right down in them. So be careful. That's been me with like, oh my God, I was watching like Scientology videos the other day, and I'm like, why am I watching this stuff? And then somehow I got like stuck on like plane crash videos, and then I fell asleep watching one, and like my YouTube is on like autoplay on my TV. So then it kept like going. I think it was called like Mega Disasters is what the channel was. It was like a TV show that was on the Discovery Channel that they put onto YouTube. So I was watching that, and like, so literally like all of my like recommended videos on YouTube on my TV right now are all like disaster videos. Like, I don't need that in my life. Oh my God. And she lives in Kentucky, which means she's living the high life. Yes, she's living the high life in Kentucky. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the cost of living is like in Kentucky, but I mean, I'm sure it's not super high. Trisha knows how to work YouTube. Yeah, Trisha, I mean, she's been on YouTube for, I think she started in 2001, maybe 2005. I don't know. She's been on YouTube for like almost 15 years. And I mean, back when she started on YouTube, you didn't make money on YouTube. So she was doing it back then. Like, I mean, I'm sure she has fun now, but she was like just really doing it for fun because she wasn't making any money. But, you know, once she started to get like a little bit of fame and stuff, she's been on like 20 different TV shows or something like that since she started her YouTube career. So she clearly knows what she's doing as far as in the entertainment industry. And she was like in the Eminem video. So she knows what she's doing. Living the orange chicken life. Oh my God. I still think she's flaky. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she has her moments, but I mean, for her, like, to be doing what she's doing, putting out the music videos, going on tour, filming the videos, like, I feel like she has like a pretty like set plan for every day. So if she really like flakes on somebody, it's because she doesn't really like them at all, or she has something else that is going on and she just didn't tell them. I mean, as far as who knows the whole Nikocado stuff, I'm sure she's like, leave me alone. She stopped doing comments on the during Vlogmas. Amberlynn stopped doing comments. I mean, if she was smart, no matter, like I said, how hateful the comments are, at least if it's a comment, she's getting engagement. So Amy looks a lot healthier, Reaver. Yeah, I mean, hopefully the sisters lose enough weight to be able to get their gastric bypass. I mean, I'm sure, I mean, if you know anything about them, that there's issues of them like having that scam because Amy said that Tammy died and they needed money for her extra large casket. And then like they sent, the bunch of people sent them money through a GoFundMe. And then like the next day, or not the next day, there's like the next week, Tammy was literally in Amy's video and they were laughing and joking like nothing ever happened. And then they said that they gave the money to their mom to pay bills. And then all of a sudden they have a new camper. So, excuse me. I'll never understand the point of people scamming people online who have an online presence, because then they're literally going to have to go back online at some point and then you're going to get busted. So I mean, I guess if you're gonna scam somebody, scam a bunch of people real good and then leave social media forever. Because as soon as you come back, people are gonna be like, no, we know that you scammed us. Like, where's our money? So, but I mean, obviously, if they want to get healthy and get the weight loss surgery, like, good for them. So, but the fact that, they got caught scamming people, it's like, what's the point? Like, and I know technically it's like a donation service. So, you could probably file a chargeback with either like GoFundMe or with your bank to get your money back. But it's like you technically voluntarily gave that money up. Unfortunately, if it was because they were lying to you, I don't really know how that goes into their terms of service. So, but I'm sure if they got enough complaints, they would like take it down. Like with the husband and wife who started that GoFundMe for the homeless man that gave her his last $20 to get gas and all that. Like they made it all up and like they stole like all the money that was supposed to go to him because they said he was still on drugs, and then they bought a new BMW and like went on vacations. Like, oh my God, what is wrong with people? Yeah, Stacy, I think the show's pretty funny. Like, I mean, I thought it was funny, so hopefully they get where they need to get to be able to get the surgery. So I've been to Scientology videos. Yeah, some of the Scientology videos are like crazy. I've watched the Leah Remini, the Truth of Science, whatever her Scientology series was, and just some of the stuff was crazy. Like, I still don't understand how it can be considered a religion if you're required to pay for it. If you're required to pay for something, to me, that is like a service and a business. Like, you don't walk into a Catholic church and they say, well, before you can sit in the pew and receive forgiveness, you have to give us $5,000. Like, no, like a religion is based off of donations, not a required payment. That's what I see, anyways. That's what I believe. That's what I think. She wants to walk 1,000,000 steps this year, but her Apple Watch wasn't charged. Wait, who wants to walk 1,000,000 steps? Amberlynn or one of the sisters? Oh, what is going on here? Really enjoying this intimate chat. Oh, well, thank you. I try to have as much communication and fun with you guys as I can. I mean, especially now that I'm a smaller channel, I can do it. Like, if I grow larger, then I know it's not going to be like possible to have as intimate of chats as I can. I know at that point, like, I know like Nick's done it and Dustin's done it where they started a second channel where they can, and not everybody who is subscribed to their first channel will subscribe to the second channel. And it's the people who like really want to go in, like when they do their lives, be able to come in and like have actual chats with them. So, if I ever do get a larger following, that's probably something I'll do where I might like hop over to that channel and be like, okay, this will be the channel that I do my live chats on if you guys want to come hang out. And like, this will be the channel that I post my videos on. So that way, I can actually like have conversations with you guys and all that fun stuff. So I like her fat chick video. Yeah, I mean, some of Trisha's songs are like super, super annoying, but I mean, some of them aren't bad. I mean, YouTube, like for making your own content, your own videos, stuff like that. I mean, some of it's not that bad. So in New Jersey, they're all going to jail. Wait, who's going to jail? What's going on? Who's in Jersey and going to jail? Oh, the husband and wife. Sorry, I can't remember like everything that I've talked about. I'm just like rambling today. GoFundMe does have recourse. Okay, so like if you get scammed, there's a way to get your money back from them, so that's good. Going Clear was a trip of a documentary. Yeah, I saw that when it first came out, and I was just like, Well, the first thing that I remember seeing is like the South Park episode where they were like making fun of it, and they literally put like at the disclaimer when they're like talking about Xenu and all that stuff, like, we are not making this up. This is what Scientologists actually believe, and they put that at the bottom. And I'm just like, what is this? I think that was like the first time that I've heard about Scientology in like a long time, as far as like just like randomly like, oh, like Tom Cruise and John Travolta and like all that. But it's cool. Yeah, I mean, if someone's a Scientologist, that's your own right to be one. Good for you. I just feel like you shouldn't have to be forced to pay for something that's a religion. I think it should be based on donations. Like if you want to donate $5,000, that's your right. But I don't think you should have to be required to pay for it. You can start a religion tomorrow and ask for donations. John Oliver did a great segment. Oh yeah, I saw that segment where he like asked for donations to be sent, like, and if you send like this to like this address, like you'll plant one seed and all that. And like he literally, like, people sent him like thousands of dollars. It's just crazy. I definitely believe it's a cult. Yeah, and like I want to know like what happened to Shelly. Where is Shelly? I know that the police said that she's fine, but we haven't seen any pictures or an actual statement or a video of her, so. Oh, Amberlynn wants to walk 1,000,000 steps. I don't even know if I've walked 1,000,000 steps. Like, and I do a lot of walking in a day because I work in retail, so I'm literally like on my feet from 8 a.m. until like 5 p.m. every day. And I don't know. I could have walked 1,000,000 steps. I don't even know how far that would be. I mean, did I even hit my? Yeah, I've already hit my stand goal for the day. I've hit my move goal for the day. So I'm assuming I don't know. I could walk 1,000,000 steps, but excuse me. I mean, if Amberlynn wants to walk 1,000,000 steps, go for it, Amberlynn. You can definitely afford an Apple Watch. Don't be telling people you can't because you're making thousands of dollars, or she's probably making. I wouldn't doubt like $100,000 a year, easy. When you're famous, you better remember us small people. I'll never forget you guys because you guys are the ones that are here chatting with me. He can be all of our sugar daddies. Oh, maybe someday we can hope. I've never heard one. Does she have a decent voice? There's 100% auto-tune. Some of them are auto-tune and some of them are like just like okay. I mean, I'm not saying that she's like an amazing singer, but I mean some of them are catchy. But like her I Love You Jesus one is like definitely like all auto-tune. But then I think there's like another one that's like Get Freaky, which is the one that if you watch the video where Shane and Trisha switch lives together, that was the one that he danced to when he was Trish for a day. And that one I think has like a lot less auto-tune. I feel like she's done a lot less auto-tune like the more she's done videos and the more comfortable she gets. But that I Love You Jesus one is just like straight auto-tune or auto-tune. Go find like yeah, okay. She's like a karaoke singer at best. Yeah, I mean I'm not saying that she's like the best singer, but some of her songs are like kind of catchy. So I don't think I've done that in all my life. And I walk 9 miles a day at my job. Well, I mean, I feel like, if you walk 9 miles a day, I mean, you probably are getting close to 1,000,000 steps. Let's be honest. I mean, it takes like, I don't even know. Let's see what my thing says here. But let's be honest. Do you think that Amberlynn's going to actually walk 1,000,000 steps? Because I don't. Apparently my watch is trying to update right now. That's not what I want. It's my health app. Or my activity app. Okay, yeah. So like today was like a slow day for me. I walked 4 miles, like 8,300 steps. So I mean, if you walk 9 miles, then you're walking, 17,000 steps a day. So I'm sure you're getting pretty close to hitting 1,000,000 steps. It's almost 3,000 steps a day at most. To do it in like a year, is that what she's trying to do? She wants to do like 1,000,000 steps in a year. It's definitely doable. I mean, if she actually sticks with it, she'll be able to do it, and she'll be able to actually like lose some weight too. So, well, 5 days a week, 2 days I just lie on the sofa feeling sorry for myself. Yeah, that's me every day I get off of work that I'm not on live or making a video. So I totally get it. I will never walk 1,000,000 steps. You can do it, Stacy. You can do it. We'll all walk 1,000,000 steps. I know we will. I've probably done that, then come to think of it. Yeah, 3,000 a day. So, yeah, and actually it's not like, it might even be like, oh god, what am I, 3,028? 2,750? Yeah, 2,750 gets you 1,000,000 steps in a year. So you're definitely hitting 1,000,000 steps in a year. Some of them are auto-tuned, the others you wish they were. Oh my god. There's a couple that aren't bad, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying she's the best singer in the world. Just like Tana. Tana's songs are auto-tuned, and some are good, some are bad, so they're still auto-tuned even if you can't hear it. That just means she's actually hitting the notes. That's very true. I'm sure, yeah, they have the auto-tune on standby or ready to go just to be safe, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna hate because I'm not the one out there trying to make those videos, and yeah, be a singer. So oh, that's loud. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. I was looking at my topic list. When Trish was on Idol, I'm pretty sure Simon passed on her. Yeah. Well, I don't think she's on American Idol. I know she was on America's Got Talent, and she was a rapper. That's what she was supposed to be. She's supposed to be like a fast rapper. And she did like a whole like story time video about it where like she didn't audition to be on the show. They actually like reached out to her to come be on the show. And that's like what a lot of people have said, like for people who've done things like America's Got Talent, American Idol, stuff like that, is they'll actually like go onto YouTube or like social media and find people that they want to come audition that'll most likely make it onto the show, like for part of the show for something. If you like look up like, oh god, like what like the truth behind American Idol, like I was on American Idol, or like how I got on American Idol, or how I got on this show. A lot of people who got on American Idol like were already like established like online and had some kind of following. So then that way when they put them on the show, they knew that they would actually get those people who were like following that person online to be able to like come and watch the show as well. Or they would find people who they knew had like record contracts in the past who were to have come audition for stuff. So it's like most of those shows are not like what you think they are. The people who are like standing in line for like hours upon hours upon hours to like audition like don't ever like make it past like a few rounds. I had a friend who went like auditioned like 3 times, and she said it took like 9 hours. She was waiting in line, and then she had to do 4 auditions, and she made it past the first 3 and didn't make it past the 4th one. Um, and so she like never even got to meet, like that was back when it was like Simon, Paula, and Randy. Like she never even stepped in front of the judges. So they literally like have like booths sat out in front, like, and like people will audition for other people, like the executives or like any like music people or whoever's helping them, and then they'll decide if that person gets to go on to the next um, audition process. And then after you pass so many of those, and then you get to go into the actual like audition room. So you're not like they're not seeing like every like single person that walks in. So it's ridiculous. She's been on like 20 TV shows. She's been on America's Got Talent. She's been on, she's on Dr. Phil. She was on My Strange Addiction. She was on whatever show Craig Ferguson hosts, um, where you have to like describe the person. I can't even think of what name it is, but she's on that. She was on Ellen. I don't know. She's been on like so many different things. So her following got her that opportunity. Yeah, like they literally like reached out to her and they wanted her to like come on the show, and then she literally like wrote the rap that she was singing in the hotel room like the night before, and like she went out there and they pretty much like buzzed her right away, and she was like, I didn't even like want to do it, but she's like, I wanted to do the show. I wanted to meet Howard Stern, and she literally like said like on the stage like, I just really wanted to meet Howard Stern, that's why I came to audition. And I mean that was pretty much it. So yeah, they like flew her out and like paid her to do that just so she could be on TV, so they'd get like more people to watch. So oh, thanks, vegan. Let's see here. I couldn't imagine having confidence people like Trisha has. It must be like, yeah, I mean, she's an extremely confident person to like go out there and do all that stuff. So good for her. Yeah, her strange addiction was she was addicted to tanning. Yeah, her and her mom were on the show, and yeah, I mean, she pretty much looked orange, and I'm sure it was like a lot of like self tanner and bronzer. I doubt that she like tanned for the show, but like I remember she said like when she went on the show, like she literally just like saw that it was kind of like, what's my like strange, like what can it be? What can it be? She's like, I'm addicted to tanning. And she just like, I mean, it wasn't even a thing. She just needed an addiction to be on the TV show. I would think plastic surgery, but I guess tanning. She actually, when she was on My Strange Addiction, she didn't have like a ton of plastic surgery. Like she hadn't gotten her lips done, or if she did, they weren't as big as they are now. I don't know if she had gotten any like of her boob jobs at that point in time. So yeah, she looks like a completely different person. I'll see if I can find an actual picture. Yeah, she was extremely orange. Yeah, I don't even know. Let's see here. Can I? Ooh, I just want to view the image. Oh, we'll save it to photos and we'll see if that works. Yeah, like so. I mean, it doesn't really, can't really see the color. I mean, my camera is not the greatest, but you can definitely see that she's like orange and like her lips are definitely not the size they are now. So she didn't have her plastic surgery addiction at that point in time. So, but yeah, I mean, for her to just be like, you know what, I'm just going to say I have this addiction so I can get on this TV show. You go, Trisha. Many people thought she was really. Yeah, I mean, back then, like, it was, yeah. Well, like, I know, like, I don't even know how long ago that was, but that was like a while ago, and it was like when a lot more people were tanning. So yeah, it was a long time ago. She was all tan, had hair extensions, and at that point. Yeah, I think that was like the extent of her. I don't think she had like any surgeries at that point. I mean, I could be wrong. Like, I don't know Trisha personally. I don't know her life story, but I don't know if she had like any of her surgeries back then. So, not a very strange addiction. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that tanning's a strange addiction. Like, I understand like when you're like overly tan. Like, I get it that like that's not good, and like you go tanning like every day, twice a day. It's not healthy. But like the lady who eats Kleenexes or eats laundry detergent or eats dust bunnies on her floor, like I would call those more strange addictions than tanning. So nothing has changed, right? Very true, hater. Very true. And from last I saw, she's trying to get another augmentation done. So I don't know if she's trying to go bigger or smaller. Okay, but eating your mattress or drywall is strange. Yeah, licking your cats is strange. Having sex with your car, yes, that is very strange. But there is, I don't know if you saw, there's that new, like, oh, it's not new, but the cat comb that you put like in your mouth, and it's like a tongue. So then that way you can like lick your cat to groom it. I don't know, weird, but apparently it's a thing. So did she ever apologize to the transgender clickbait, or did she just never? No, she released an apology video. I think she released 2 apology videos. Or I know she like has talked about it. I know she did like an I'm sorry video about it, and I don't know if she talked about it again later in another video, but she put out a statement about it. She did another video, so. But she did get called out about making $8,000 off of the video through her AdSense. So even though she said it wasn't monetized, but just because a video is not monetized doesn't mean that it's not going to like that YouTube won't be able to like put something on it and pull money from it. And I think even I'll have to research this more. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that if you are like a premium YouTube member, like it takes away your ads. So I think if you watch a video, even if it's not monetized, it still puts money towards that video, I believe. I'll have to research it. I'm not 100% sure, but I thought that that's what I heard. So she was not even as Chris as Tan Mom. Yeah, Tan Mom was like super tan. Like I said, hers might have been like a lot of like bronzer, like self tanner. So I don't think it was like a real tan. So she spoke up on her podcast. She's not apologetic. She told Jeffree Star she meant it. Yeah, I mean, she says that, she doesn't know really like what she is or who she is or what she, like, I don't know, she's not sure like who she is as a person. If she's male, if she's female, if she's non-binary, like she doesn't know like any of that stuff. Like she doesn't know 100% what she is. And so like I understand it, but then don't come out and say that you're one thing when you're not sure, because then it becomes clickbait, then it becomes a hot topic, then people get upset. Like, I mean, she knew exactly what she was doing because that would have it drew people in, it drew in views, it drew in hate, which again, like I said, any kind of attention or any kind of engagement pushes your stuff to the, to the algorithm that gets you out there. I mean, obviously she's got a big following, so she doesn't really need it. But the fact that then, it makes it to like mainstream media, then that's when you take it too far. So she's a confusing person I can't keep up with. Yeah, she's all over the place. I don't know how she has that much energy. So I'm still learning stuff too, Kayla. So, I mean, but if you have any questions, like if you follow me on Twitter, you can always message me there and I can answer you any questions. So definitely make sure if you have Twitter anyways, follow me there. The link should be in, I think, the description of the video. I'm not 100% sure. You can check. But if not, it's just Bruce Allen 14 on Twitter too. I kept all my names the same. So then that way there's like no issues. Like when somebody's trying to find me, again, like I said, I keep all my pictures the same, all my usernames the same. So then that way when people see me, they know like, oh yeah, that's who that is. So, yes. Okay. Sorry. I forgot where I was. So my last one that I was talking about was like the whole Aaron Carter thing with his hoodies. Well, he posted that video of him like making one of the hoodies, and it showed him using bleach, which is, bleach, fine. But then he used house primer and house paint and like mixed it all together to dye his hoodies. And that's not good. Like that's gonna like burn somebody's skin off. I made a video a year ago that got around 60K views, just one. And then I locked myself out of the account. So screw it, YouTube ain't for me. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, someone's gonna have a huge chemical reaction. Hater, how'd you lock yourself out of the account? And getting 60K views on one video, especially if it's like your first video, like that's really good. I mean, my most popular video only has like 9,200 views on it, and it's my James Charles making inappropriate comments for 16 minutes straight. So yeah. So thanks, James, for hitting on people creepily, because that's my most viewed video. But yeah, I mean, after like a year, like my next most viewed video is actually like my live from last week with like 1,500 or 1,600 views. So, and what was your video about? Was it an Amberlynn Reid video? Chemical reaction. Yeah. Somebody's gonna like wear that hoodie with like nothing like underneath. They're just gonna wear it by itself, and then that paint is gonna be rubbing like against their skin, and it's not gonna be good. And I mean, it's like a lawsuit waiting to happen. But I mean, if he made $140,000 off his last video, I guess he can afford to pay for a lawyer. But I'm like, Nick, you're not good. Not Nick, Aaron. Aaron, did I say Nick? Have I been saying Nick this entire time? No, I've been saying Aaron. Oh my God, sorry. Well, Nick was in the news the other day because he was like sitting behind somebody at that UFC fight, and I was like, ugh. Oh, thanks, Kayla. It's the same one that's on here, but I don't know if you can like see this one as good. So I forgot the password in the email it was connected to. Then I got blocked when a work colleague tried to hack me and try to get into the and try to get back into it. The customer service wanted me to complete the recovery from the IP. Oh. I'm surprised he didn't have one make you. Yeah. I mean, well, at least he was using one of those like paint stir sticks. So at least he was being, he was being careful for himself, but he wasn't like sticking his hand in the entire thing of bleach and paint, like pulling it out. So I'm actually surprised that they actually used like a stir stick for it. But somebody's going to get one of those hoodies and like get a chemical reaction or a chemical burn for it, and then they're going to be in court because of it. So oh, well, that's no fun, hater. Maybe someday you're going to be like, you know what, I want to make another video again, and then there you go. Then you'll be back. So All right, guys. Well, it is 8:10. We've been at this for like 2 hours and 10 minutes. So I think it's about time to hop off, unless there's any other last minute questions or anything. It was a really stupid video about fixing an iPad, just a little hack I had discovered to fix a problem a lot of people are having. And I mean, it only takes that one video to like get you out there, and that's all that matters. So nothing wrong with, having a video. You think that a video that you do that, like, you're like, oh, this video is terrible, and it could end up being like the best video that you ever do. If Nick Ocado can get people to pay for OnlyFans, you definitely get rich and be sure. Like, oh my god, that OnlyFans, and he's charging like, I think somebody sent him a message asking like how much for like a picture of his front side. He said $500. Like, who's paying Nick Ocado $500 to see that? But I mean, I guess if somebody likes him and they want to see it, I get it. But I'm not spending $500 to see anybody's naked body. Sorry, doesn't matter who it is. Like, it could be, I don't even know, like, pick your favorite celebrity. I'd still wouldn't pay $500. Cole. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about Cole. Oh my god. Okay, so Cole posted that video on his Instagram and Snapchat of like his neighbor coming in and like attacking him as they're like yelling across the hallway, which, like, yes, he was provoking her, and so I totally get like why she would attack him. But the second that she crossed into his property, I mean, then she gets trespassing, whether somebody's provoking you or not. Like, as soon as you enter into their property, you're technically trespassing unless you're invited in. So I'm sure she'll get, I mean, if he's going to take any like legal action, she's going to definitely get charged with trespassing. But she went on her live and, excuse me, said that before everything had happened, like, he was pretty much like yelling at her through her door, like instigating everything, saying that she is like a terrible parent and needs to get her kids taken away. And so like she like released all this information on her Instagram, and he was telling people to like go report her Instagram, that she's scamming people. But then she's saying that he's pretty much just like a liar and trying to use people. Like, she offered him like a ride in one of her cars, because I think it's like her older Range Rover, because her other one was in like the shop or something. And he's like, oh, this car's disgusting. We need to take an Uber. I'm not going anywhere in this. He said that he couldn't like film a video because he didn't have a ring light. So she like gave him a ring light to use. And then she went over there like later that day and had like 2 or 3 ring lights. And I guess he's like asked to borrow money multiple times, and just talks about like everybody behind their back. And I guess like she said like Eden the doll said to like be careful like when you're around him. So it's just like this whole messy situation where it's like, again, it's like, who do you believe, like Cole or this other girl? Like, unfortunately, Cole's done so much stuff in the past. It's like, I mean, I almost feel like, he did egg it on. Again, like, she shouldn't have like busted through his door. But then he was like doing this, like his video, like he's like, look at my neck, like. And if you watch the video, like, she got nowhere like near like scratching his neck. So I don't know what that was all about, just like looking for sympathy. But so, and like some people are feeling like, oh, it might have been just orchestrated so that they could get attention. Because I mean, what has Cole done since his last video that he did about the Ace family and his friend and like the assault allegations? I have not seen him pop up on my timeline with like anything. So I don't know if he's just trying to get attention so people pay attention to him again or what. But yeah, I haven't even like seen anybody like make a video about him or talk about him or anything. So again, like, they always say like all publicity is good publicity, or all engagement's good engagement. But when it's like something, I mean, I don't know, like, it's like a dumb fight that like he put online, and then like as it's happening, he's like, record it. It's like, so I don't know. Oh, she's a YouTuber too. See, I know that she had like some other like business or something that she did. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure they see the way that like people who get into fights online or get into a scandal and like, or a fake one, as long as, you know, you don't get called out for being fake about it, then, you know, you get some views. But I mean, I feel like everybody who has a fake scandal usually gets caught anyways. But yeah, I mean, I feel like they're just doing it for views and attention. So it's just, I mean, people will do anything for views. I mean, like once you get, you know, once you get addicted to getting the views and the money, like they'll do anything to keep it going. So did you see the Twitch streamers shouted reviewers because they weren't subbed? Yeah, I saw that and I was like, she's like complaining that they can like watch her for like hours at a time, but they can't afford to pay like $4.99 a month or something. It's like, one, like you chose to do this job. Like you're doing it on Twitch. Like, I'm sorry, if she's doing it on YouTube and she doesn't have enough subs to be monetized and doesn't have enough watch time to be monetized, you make all of your content on YouTube for free. Like all the videos that I put out and all the lives that I do, everything's for free. I'm not getting paid to do any of this. That's just the way that it works. So she's complaining that they're not like paying to watch her stuff. But you know what? Get over it. Some people don't want to pay you to watch your stuff. So, I mean, you can scream at them all you want. Like, I think you just look like trash. So, and if you're that worried about people paying you $5 for you to sit on your computer and play video games, then why don't you get off your computer, stop playing video games, and go get a job instead of relying on other people to give you money? And that's what I say to her. Yeah, she's complaining that people aren't working hard enough to be able to pay her $5 to play video games all day. But yet she's not out working a job. She's playing video games all day because that's what she wants her job to be. So stop complaining. That's what I tell her. I don't want to be in a scandal yet. I'd rather spend my $5 with some sour milk and drink in the gift, right? Yeah. Like I don't know. If you're gonna be like mean to people for watching you for free, like just be thankful they're watching you, because if they're not watching you, if they're not telling their friends about you, and then you're never gonna get anywhere anyway. So, but I mean, if I was somebody who was watching her and not paying, and then she did that, I'd be like, you know, I'm not gonna watch you. And I know that Keemstar tweeted out about her saying like, don't fall for it. Like she's done this before. She just wants attention, because then it brings more people to her channel, and then the more people. Like some people who go to like watch her end up actually like liking her normal content besides her screaming at people not paying her. And then she gets more people to pay for her channel. So I got it. Who baby daddy? Oh my God. We shall see. All right, guys. Well, we are at like almost 2 minutes and 2 minutes, about 2 hours and 20 minutes. But I think it's time for me to get on off here, try to figure out what my next video is going to be. Hopefully, like nothing like scandalous and huge happens, because I have some other things that I've been thinking about filming if there's no like major drama that I can actually put out. So I think your chick's watching YouTube videos on Twitch. Gaming. I mean, oh gosh, she just like sits there and watches videos. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I never followed her, so I don't know anything about her. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna head out, but thank you everybody for joining today. If you guys are one of the new people who stopped by, please, if you subscribe, make sure you hit the bell icon so you'll know anytime I post a video or do my live. I try to do my live, well, it's every Tuesday, hence the name Tea Talk Tuesday. But I try to do them 6 p.m. Central, if I'm off work for the day, I'll usually do them at 5 p.m. Central because then it's a little bit earlier. And if you want to talk to me anymore, definitely stop by next chat, or you can follow me over on Twitter and tweet me over there. So let's see here. Thanks, Stacy. And no problem, Kayla. Make it a response video to my topic. Oh my God. Yeah, and if you guys have any topics that you want me to cover, like I said, send me a tweet. Excuse me. And we can add those into the next Tea Talk Tuesday. So then that way I can do a little bit of research or background information on anything if I don't know anything about it. So then that way we have some more topics to talk about. So, all right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. And I will talk to you guys soon, or I will see you next Tuesday. Bye. Oh, wrong button. Hold on. End the stream. Okay, now I'm leaving. Bye.